Hi everyone, thank you for joining us today where we'll be talking about the management major within the Bachelor of Business here at UTS Business School. My name's Rachel and joining me is Associate Professor Kyung-hee Yu, who coordinates the management major.
Thanks, Rachel. It's nice to be here. I teach the capstone subject in the management major. Capstone subjects are designed to apply knowledge acquired throughout the major to real-life problems and prepares Year 3 students for life outside UTS. I also teach at the master's degree level in the HR major. I'm what they call a teaching and research academic, which means that apart from teaching, I write academic papers in my area, which is organizational sociology, and engage in the administration of the university.
Now, when we think of management, a lot of terms come to mind, but what exactly is management?
Yeah, sure. Management is the art and science of designing, leading, and changing organizations. This means any group that comes together for a shared purpose, including large and small organizations, incumbents and startups, public organizations, not-for-profits, multinational corporations, social movement organizations, and project organizations. All activity in society is organized in one way or another. So that means that there's a lot to be managed. If you choose to study management at UTS, as you can see in the slide, the knowledge set that will be covered includes how to design, lead, and change organizations so they are sustainable, innovative, and ethical, as well as the nuts and bolts of managing the process, such as resourcing, managing conflict, engaging in decision-making, and maintaining a vibrant culture. Did you know that 20% of a CEO's job content can be replaced with technology? The skills that are replaceable mostly have to do with analyzing large amounts of data and making decisions based on this analysis. Can you guess what types of activities and skills can't be replaced with technology? These are skills requiring social and emotional reasoning. These include creating and communicating a vision, motivating, resolving conflict, and cooperating. At UTS Management, we're committed to preparing our students for the changing nature of managerial work by focusing on enduring skills that can't be automated.
If students are interested in pursuing management, what are some of the options available to them?
Yeah, first let me explain how the management major relates to other majors that may be similar yet different. So if the core themes that I mentioned earlier about designing, leading, and changing organizations, about sustainability, ethics, and strategy in organizations is what interests you most, you should consider the management major or even the management extension, which has 4 additional subjects. Then there is human resource management, which focuses specifically on managing people. So this is the major if you're primarily a people person. So what does it mean to manage people? So HRM is the art and science of recruiting, retaining, and motivating people as the primary resource that organizations value. So you will be learning things like better recruitment, things like managing diversity in organizations, things like performance management and pay, as well as sometimes restructuring and how that impacts the workforce and managing the employment relations with your employees. How does management differ with HRM? Management is about the whole organization, not just on the management of people. So it really requires you to think of organizations embedded in their environments. So what does environments mean? That means that you have to understand markets that organizations are embedded in. You have to understand how technology is changing and how that impacts your strategy and your structure. Lastly, international business. International business deals with management issues in a global environment. So there is some overlap with management itself. But for international business, it really requires you to understand cross-cultural differences as well as differences in the way markets work and the way institutions are shaping markets. So if you've always wanted to work overseas, perhaps in the context of a multinational corporation, the international business major may be for you. Right. Let me also talk a little bit about the many sub-majors that are available if you choose the management major. I mentioned about HRM and international business. Both of them are available as sub-majors if you decide to major in management. In addition to that, there are a slew of sub-majors that come from our Bachelor of Management offerings, such as the very popular event, sports, and tourism management. And some of you may be wondering, management is really used a lot to describe a major as well as a degree called the Bachelor of Management. And is there a relationship between the management major and the Bachelor of Management? Yes, there is a relationship in that we are housed in the same department in terms of the academics who teach in these areas. But in terms of the degree, you will be sharing the core subjects, the first year core subjects that you will be taking as a Bachelor of Business are quite different from the subjects that you will be taking in the Bachelor of Management. The Bachelor of Management is a degree that focuses in the experience economy, if you will. There is a lot of emphasis on practicum, whereas the Bachelor of Business is our traditional degree that used to be focused on commerce and economics and finance. And so you will be sharing all of these core subjects with finance majors, economics majors, accounting majors in your first year.
And what are the subjects that students will be studying within the management major?
Yeah, there are two components to a management major. These include 6 core subjects, and these have been selected by a committee of academics as they are considered to be foundational to building a career in management. In addition, you have a selection of 2 out of 6 additional subjects. The core subjects include Introduction to Strategy, Understanding Organizations Theory and Practice, Global Operations and Supply Chain Management, Management Skills, Business Ethics and Sustainability, and last but not least, the capstone subject I teach. In the capstone subject, students do a project in a real-life organization where they are researching how the organization managed change in their organization, and they critique and offer alternative or improved ways of having dealt with the change.
So we spoke a little earlier about what management is, but what are the skills that students will be learning within the major?
Skills that are developed in our curriculum include career management skills, that is to try and understand your own management style, skills for managing other people and designing organizations, change management skills, and skills for organizational development, which is the art of improving organizations.
Management is something that's taught everywhere, but why should students study management at UTS?
The UTS Management Department has one of the largest and most diverse groupings of management academics in Australia. Our curriculum provides students with opportunities to engage with the industry at every level and the flexibility to build their professional portfolio through industry projects and internships. We offer a wide choice of majors, sub-majors, and subjects, as you saw, and also we're accredited by the Australian Human Resources Institute, AHRI, so graduates are eligible to apply for AHRI professional member status.
And a big question we get asked with every major and course that we offer is, where can it take me? So what are some of the career options on offer to students from doing this major?
Yeah, that's an important question. Some students graduate with a management major and are immediately swept up by a small and medium enterprise that will hire them into a managerial position. But, I'd be surprised if large companies will place graduates directly in a managerial position. Rather, think of the management major as a major that ensures long-term career advancement, whether you build a career as a manager or you do a double degree with engineering, law, medicine, or a double major with a more quantitatively focused area. in the Bachelor of Business, such as finance or accounting. Increasingly in the professions, there's a limit as to how high you can get promoted based on technical skills alone. So as soon as you start managing other people, your management major will be very helpful to you. There's also the possibility of managing your own business, as UTS provides a suite of electives in that area. And finally, many graduates also go into the not-for-profit and public sectors. After all, good management is needed not only in the private sector, but also in government, non-government organizations, and not-for-profit.
So Kyung-hee, what would be your #1 tip to someone considering studying management?
Yeah, so like I said, management is the art and science of designing, leading, and changing organizations. So if you are a person who's curious about people and coming together as groups and under a shared purpose, and you would like to work with others to make change happen, this is the major for you. I like to think of management as a generic business degree that will help students who are curious about businesses but aren't yet ready to commit themselves to a specialized technical area yet. This will be a good major to start you off with, and then you can always do a sub-major in a technical area that in year 2 or in year 3.
Kyung-hee, thank you so much for your time, and thank you everyone for tuning in. Please feel free to explore our other videos detailing our courses and majors. If you have any questions, you can reach out to us via our social media channels, or you can contact us directly by phone on 9514 3074 or email business@uts.edu.au. Thank you.